This presentation is all about making literacy fun at home. There's some ideas here for learning through movement and games, and it's all about learning how to spell and learning some reading. If we teach in a multisensory way, our children are more likely to remember words that they've learned this way. Did you know that hands fire the brain, as does any kind of movement? Learning needs to be active to stimulate the brain through a variety of senses. The least effective method of learning to spell is reading the word over and over again. The next least effective method is copying work out. Learners with reading and spelling difficulties have vulnerable working memories. A multisensory learning stimulates several cortexes of the brain in one go, and therefore the learning is more likely to be remembered. The brain has a feature called neuroplasticity. Every time a new function is carried out, neural pathways are formed, and the more the action is done, the stronger the pathway will become. The games that follow for reading and spelling will help your child to move and become active. Hopefully, this will help them to remember. Here's a simple activity that can help your child learn to spell. You need some sand or glitter or sugar or salt or flour, anything you've got in your kitchen cupboard that you can pour onto a tray. Ask your child to write out the word that they are learning to spell in the sand or sugar whilst saying the letters. It's really important that they say the letter while they are tracing it. In this way, they're firing up different parts of their brain and they're more likely to remember. Another nice activity for learning to spell is lacing letters. All you need for this is some pieces of pasta, for example penne, that can be laced onto a piece of string or cotton or wool or even a shoelace. Put the pasta onto a tray and ask your child to write different letters of the alphabet on each individual piece of pasta. Then say the word that the child needs to learn to spell. All they do is select the pasta with the correct letters on it and lace it onto the shoelace. They'll get to make a nice necklace or bracelet or something like that. But the activity of picking up the pasta, saying the letter, lacing it onto the shoelace is firing up, once again, all these different parts of the brain. Encourage your child to say the sounds of the letter as he or she laces them on, and then to say the whole word once the lace is complete. Another fun way to learn spellings is to play spelling basketball. For this, you need an empty box or an empty basket, such as a laundry basket or even like a clean bin. Ask your child to write the word that they are trying to learn to spell onto a piece of paper. Then they need to scrunch the paper up and repeat the spelling to you. If they are correct with their spelling attempt, then they can throw the scrunched up piece of paper into the box or basket while spelling it out loud one more time. For each correct spelling, give your child a point. This is a good game to make into a competition between siblings, or even see if they can beat you to see who gets the most baskets the fastest. Here's another idea for spelling. I call it cards on trays, or towels, or cushions, depending on what you have in your house. The first thing you need to do is make large letter cards by writing individual letters onto different pieces of A4 paper or card if you have it. Then all you do is scatter the letters all over your table. Put the correct number of towels or trays or cushions onto the floor. You need to match the number of letters that are in the word. So for example, if your child is learning a 4-letter word, you need to put down 4 towels. Your child then has to select the correct letter cards from the arrangement on the table and put 1 letter per cushion or 1 letter per towel until they have completed the word. When it is complete, your child can then jump onto each of the cushions or each of the towels, saying the letter sound and then the whole word at the end. This is great fun. Here's another nice game for learning how to spell. However, for this game, you will need a magnet and either a stapler or some paper clips. So, what you do is you write the reading or spelling words onto small pieces of paper or card, or put one word on individual post-it notes. That will all work fine. Then either put a staple at the top of each individual piece of paper or add a paper clip to it. Give your child the magnet. Turn over the papers with the words on, making sure that your child cannot see it. Your child then has to hold the magnet over the paper. It will, of course, jump up because it will be attracted. When your child has fished a word, they must be able to read the word correctly. To add challenge, they need to hand it to somebody else and spell it correctly. If your child cannot read the word correctly or spell it correctly first time, then they have to put the word back and try again. Here's another fun and active game for learning to read or spell. I call it Run to the Sounds. All you do is write the sounds that you want your child to practice or the words that you want your child to learn to read on individual pieces of A4 paper. Place the sound or word cards around the room. I usually blue tack them to the walls. You need to say words incorporating the sounds or say the word that you want your child to read. For example, if your child is learning sounds and they're doing the R sound, you might say car, and your child has to run to the correct poster that has the R sound on it and then say back to you the word car and then spell the word car. If you are using this for reading, you would write the whole word on the card. Again, you might say the word, say they're learning IGH words, and you might say flight. They would then have to run to the card that says flight, read the word flight to you and spell it. Here's another lovely game for learning to spell. Hopscotch or jumping squares. All you need to do is chalk out or mark out or use a number mat and make up a hopscotch board. Read out one word from your child's spelling list. Your child must hopscotch the word, saying one letter per number as they hop. The Build a Word game helps your child to put words together and also to take them apart again. All you need to do is write individual letters onto individual post-its or pieces of paper or small pieces of card or even bottle tops if you've got them. Write them on the post-it notes and also write targeted sound digraphs onto other post-it notes or other pieces of small card or paper like it shows in the picture here. Then all you have to do is read the spelling word to your child and then ask them to build it. They have to select the correct letters and sounds to put together to make the word. Again, by touching the cards, moving the cards and saying the sounds, we're making the spelling a multi-sensory activity. This is another nice reading game, reading Dominos. For this, you will need to create something first so that you can play it, but it's easy enough. In Word, if you create a table and then drop in some clip art and write some words in a slightly large font, about size 30 or 40. So, all you do is you create the word and picture dominoes using clip art. You need to make sure that each word has a picture to match it, but they are not on the same domino. When you've made them, cut the dominoes up into cards showing one word and a picture that does not match, like the picture shows you. Your child has to read the word and then match it to the correct picture, thus making a chain of dominoes. This can be played as a competitive game between family members, with each person taking turns and having missed turns if you can't go and adding points. Here's a reading game. I call it Words on the Stairs, but you can change it, of course, if you don't have stairs. This is a good one for learning sight words or common exception words. All you do is write the sight word or spelling word that your child needs to learn to read on an individual piece of paper or card. Place each word on a different stair, or if you don't have stairs, scatter the words around the floor. Your child then has to climb the stairs and read each word as he or she climbs, and then come back down doing the same thing. If you don't have stairs, just scatter the word cards on the floor. Ask your child to jump onto the word card, then pick it up, read it, put it down again, jump to another word card and repeat the same thing. Again, what we're doing is we're getting our children to move about and fire up lots of different parts of the brain. Are you now finding that you're running out of books? Well, never fear, www.getepic.com is here to help you. The website has now released 40,000 free books which are tailored to children of all reading abilities. They are available on your iPad and they are also linked to Accelerated Reader. Just contact your child's class teacher if you need to know levels. It's easy to access and will keep you reading for hours. Also, on the same note, if you are running out of stories to listen to, Audible.com have also released their entire library for free, so to help you out during the lockdown. After all that reading, if you want to check and practice your child's comprehension, here's a nice game to help you. Comprehension Dice. Make a dice out of card or paper. There are lots of free templates online. On each side of the dice, write who, where, what, when, why, and how. Ask your child to read the text that they have been set. You can practice comprehension questions by rolling the dice and asking questions that start with the question word the dice lands on. Or you can ask your child to create questions about the text they just read that start with each of these words.